Hi, I'm Alan Ross, and we are at Distributech 2025. We've got interviews with thought leaders, and we'd love for you to see what we've done here. Hey, thanks for joining us. My next guest is Marcoss Carreras. I got it. They got the little R in there. Marcoss is with Dynamic Ratings, as you can tell, because it's on your chest. Talk a little bit about your background, how you got the education, got into the industry, and then your role with Dynamic Ratings.
Sure. Good morning, Alan. I'm Marcoss. I've been with Dynamic Ratings for the last 18 months, almost. Before that, I've been in this industry for almost 20 years, working for global companies. And I have in charge of Latin America technical solutions manager for large companies there. So I'm very familiar with the region. I've been working in this industry since 2006.
Okay.
And I have got different roles. I'm an electronics engineer. I'm Argentinian. I live there, this beautiful country. I recommend you to visit there. We have very good meats and wine.
I've been to Argentina. I agree with you. Yeah.
So, as I mentioned, I've been involved in this market, developing solutions for substations reliability, especially in mining companies, industrial companies, and utilities down there. So, I'm very familiar, with all technologies related to monitor and diagnostics of substations. And currently, I'm in charge of the business in Latin America as regional manager.
So from Argentina, you've got all of Latin America?
Yes, sir. I cover Spanish and Portuguese countries.
Like you're fluent in both?
Yeah.
That's excellent. Yeah.
Yes, I travel a lot, It is a very large continent.
Yeah.
Brazil, for instance, is a continental country. You can fly over Brazil and pass over, two different countries, and when you land, you are still in Brazil. So it is a very big region.
Yeah.
It is a challenge, to cover properly all the region, but we have the right products, the right solution to do that, and of course, we have the right resources to make a good job there.
So before we're going to get to the solutions, I want to talk a little bit about. I am very familiar with the problems in North America and Europe. We're very big in North America and Europe. Our magazines go to both. I'm not as familiar with the problems in Latin America, but my sense is that they would be similar.
Mm-hmm.
So talk a little bit about what do utilities face? What are the problems they're facing in your territory, Latin America?
Sure. Latin America growth have grown a lot last years, in the last decade. And of course, there are an increasing demand of cleaner energy and reliable energy, not only for the people, but also for the industries. I mean, we have the largest copper producer in the world, for instance, in Chile and Peru. So supplying a reliable power to them is critical for them. They are continuous processes, so they can, just stop because there is an outage of the substation. So to provide reliable power, reliable energy, we have to make sure to provide the right solution for monitoring their assets.
One of the things that is changing is reliability is one thing, but there's also resilience, storms and things like that.
Sure.
I don't think the Southern Hemisphere has hurricanes, do they?
Sorry?
Hurricanes.
Yeah, yes, we have a lot. For instance, last year, Mexico had a very big hurricane in Acapulco's area.
Yeah.
So it demands almost 3 months to CFE to recover all the energy throughout, the Acapulco area. It was a disaster. It was terrible. So to provide a resilience power for them, it is absolutely critical.
Yeah.
So of course, there are hurricanes, there are new solar plants and new wind farms that, provide. We have to supply solutions for them in order to have resilience in the energy source.
That was going to be my next, because there's transmission. Everybody has transmission issues, right? Green energy, wind, solar, hydro, it's got to grow everywhere. Are you seeing the same growth in Latin America?
Absolutely. For instance, in the northeast area of Brazil, where most solar plants and wind plants are located, but that the demand is not there. So they have very, very long transmission lines, HVDC lines, most of them. So, and of course, hydropower is located in the forest, in the Amazonian forest, but the people don't live there. So
why is that? The people are never aware of the need.
Yeah, absolutely. The people tend to live close to the coast, but the energy is produced in other sides. So transmission is critical. Countries like Brazil have very long transmission lines. It is almost the same in Chile, where most solar plants are located in north area, okay, in the Atacama Desert, but people live in other areas, which it is long away from there. So, of course, transmission lines and transmission substations are totally critical for them. So, it is a very challenging matrix grid.
So you've had enough time with dynamic ratings now to know what they do to solve those problems.
Absolutely.
Talk a little bit specifically about your territory, how dynamic ratings fits, and why it fits.
Yes. Look, dynamic ratings have grown significantly over the years in our area. Globally, dynamic ratings is growing at 3-digit growth. Okay, and in Latin America as well, because customer trust in our technologies, that our technologies are very robust for monitoring generators, for instance, partial discharge. We have the right solution for transformers monitoring and diagnostics, where we can monitor their bushings, the LTCs, tanks, hotspots, everything. And our products are not only robust, but easy to use, easy to configure. So customers love them, And we have technologies for monitoring circuit breakers, not only high voltage circuit breaker, but distribution circuit breaker, switchgears. So we have the proper solution for the customers. We have a very good technical support and after sales support, and we have grown a lot during the last years. And of course, we continue to grow year over year.
So you've got the technology for monitoring. Then there has to be some form of data management, right?
Sure.
Then there has to be some form of looking at the data and diagnosing it. And then there has to be the expertise to know what to do with it. Talk a little bit about how dynamic ratings handles all of those.
Sure. We can provide both the solutions and the technical expertise to solve the customer problems. Actually, we are building a new facility in Sussex, Wisconsin. It is very big facility, new facility, where we will have the option to customer to provide diagnostic as a service. Okay. So the customers will not only buy from us the solutions, the hardware and firmware and so on, or software, but we can also support them by providing, diagnostic as a service. Okay. So we can go one step beyond. Okay. So we can also provide, the solution, the turnkey solution in terms of a diagnosis to that.
Where are you building that? Where?
In Sussex, Wisconsin?
Wisconsin. In the middle of nowhere. To support the whole world.
It is very close to our current facility, so it is in there with nowhere, but close to the facility.
Because I know Dynamic Ratings is global, a global company, and growing tremendously. I know Tony Pink, your CEO, I guess he's the vice president of that division, but an incredible company. I'm glad you joined them because hopefully this is where you end your career as the company grows and you just help them do that in Latin America.
I love this company. I mean, I left a global company just to join this one because I'm really confident that we have the right solutions, the right resources to address the customer needs in Latin America. So I'm very happy with that.
Excellent. Marcoss, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
This is delicious.